Greetings. Welcome to the tutorial. Yeah, I know, you want to get on with things, beat up the bad guys, do the whole superhero thing, blah, blah, blah. Well, everyone's got to start somewhere. Trust me, when you're hip deep in trouble later on, you'll be glad you went through this. Alright, now let's get started. Now get the gum out of your ears and listen good. Touch the question mark directly in front of you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Careful there, Captain Jumpy. Now, since you're just getting started, we're going to let you get away with moves like that, but once you're out in the big bad city, passing below a certain height means sayonara Spidey. Try not to let yourself get too low. Well, good to see that you can follow basic instructions. Now, these question marks will teach you how to use your powers. Check out the compass. Your compass will point straight towards your next objective. Up on the compass means forward to you. You follow me? Well, stop following me or I'll have you arrested. Now this doohickey is the height meter, not to be confused with the width meter. It lets you know how much higher or lower you are from the next objective. Now, you are the little red dot, and your target is blue, so now's your chance to self-test for color blindness. Anyway, using the compass and height meter together, you should be able to find your next objective, no matter where it is. Go ahead, give it a shot. I'll wait. But not for long.
This is incredible! Am I really doing this?
Well, you're easily impressed, aren't you? You haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. Ooh, that's some view, huh? Okay, not really, but hey, this is just training, right? Now, to rotate the camera, push left or right on the right analog stick. You can recenter the camera behind you by pushing down on the right analog stick. Okay, the topic at hand is web swinging, but let's get one thing straight first. Do not try this at home. Your house isn't nearly tall enough, okay? Good. Now that the public service message is out of the way, press the R2 button to start web swinging. If you need to floor it, hold down the R2 button while you swing. You'll go faster, sure, but you won't be able to turn worth beans, so watch it. Web swing over to your next objective. Use your compass and height meter to find it. If you can't find it, I can't help you. Unplug the machine and walk away.
Yahoo!
Hey, king of the world, don't let it go to your head, okay? Look, you're swinging, but sooner or later you're gonna want to drop. You can break your web line by pressing the X button. Here's a little party favor for you, a combo power-up. Try to locate as many of these babies as you can. Each time you get one, you'll unlock a new web power or combo to add to your list of attacks. For those of you playing along at home, that's a good thing. Oh, and for those of you with short-term memory issues, which would be most of you, you can check out a list of the combos you've unlocked in the pause menu. Are you ready to dish out some old-fashioned justice? Throw a punch with the square button. Ooh! And kick with the circle button. Yaha! It may not be pretty, but it gets the job done. All right, kiddo, let's see what you got.
What you doing up here, pencil neck?
I can't believe how much stronger I am. This is too cool.
Well, good for you. If you want to throw some more goons around, knock on the door by facing it and pressing the punch button. I'm gonna grab a ham sandwich. Whenever you're done beating bad guys up, follow your compass and height meter.
You lost, kid?
Okay, so here you are on the side of a building. Your next marker is up, so you could crawl. But I know you though. You want fast, you want it now. So I'm gonna let you in on something. If you press the R1 button while crawling on a wall, you'll web zip in the direction you're crawling. Now don't say I never did anything for you. Oh, too much mustard.
Whoa!
But wait, there's more. If you press the R1 button while you're running, you'll web zip in the direction you're moving. Okay now, if you're standing still and you press the R1 button, you'll web zip straight up, as long as there's something to stick to above you. Otherwise, you'll just look like a jerk. Okay, you're almost done, so let's do something a little fancy. If you hold the L2 button and press the R1 button, you can suspend yourself from a web line and slowly raise or lower yourself. This is a very sneaky way to check out unfamiliar areas. But beware, if you hold the L1 button and press the R2 button, you will explode. The yo-yo, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that was a pretty full day, huh? So look, if you need to go over this tutorial, or if you just plain missed me, which, who could blame you, you can access basic training from the menu anytime you want. Good job, kid. You might just make something of yourself after all. Good luck. You're gonna need it. You see those heavily shadowed areas? Whenever you're in a shadowed spot like that, you become invisible to the bad guys. Just for giggles, press the punch button near an object to try picking it up. Press punch again to throw it. Don't have time to pick it up? Too lazy? No problem. The kick button will launch an item without picking it up. There. Was that simple enough for you? Or should I play the whole game for you? If you hold down the triangle button, you can web up an enemy, stopping him in his tracks. He'll break out sooner or later though, so don't get too comfy. When you see a vent cover on the ground, try looking up. Duh. See, chances are there's an open air vent overhead. Try looking for air vents in ceilings or walls when you're having trouble figuring out where to go next. Okay, now just in case you don't know already, you can activate a console or switch by standing next to it, facing it, and pressing the punch button. Go ahead, give it a shot. You never know what might happen. No, seriously, go ahead. It'll be fine, go ahead. If you press the R3 button, you'll enter Look Around mode. In this mode, a targeting reticle will appear, which you can aim with the right analog stick. When the reticle turns green, you're in zip range, baby. Press the R1 button to zip to the point you're aiming at, or press R3 again to exit Look Around mode. Okay, come on. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Spider-Man? Bowling, right? Yeah, picture it. 10 thugs lined up, picture perfect, you swing down the lane. At the last moment, you push the kick button and watch those pinheads fly. Come on, don't pretend you never thought of it. Oh, by the way, make sure you're swinging once you cross the foul line. Don't press up and down on the controller too much. And for the love of Pete, don't turbo swing. That's for idiots. One last thing. You can check everyone's score by pressing punch anytime during the game. And without further ado, let me present the obstacle course. It's tough but fair, so stay focused and you'll do fine. If you're unfocused, you'll fall apart and suck and die. Get to the end as fast as possible. Each time you land on any surface, you'll be penalized 5 seconds. Hey, your kung fu's pretty good, kid. What do you say we take it up a notch, huh? Bada bing to the big brawl. There you'll be faced with many enemies in several waves. Make use of all your different attacks to eliminate enemies as quickly as possible. If time runs out, training is over. When I was just a tyke, I used to spend every summer at my grandpa's farm. "Stinky," he'd say over the molasses, "you need to land on each platform in order. That's what life's all about. When you land on a platform, he would drone on, it'll change green, just like the apples in Nana's peach cobbler. Your compass and height meter will point toward the next platform. We never knew what he was talking about with that height meter business. Did somebody say swing rings? Wow your friends with your navigating skills while swinging. Make sure you pass through the rings in order. Your compass and height meter will point you toward the next ring you need to go through, so pay attention for once. Now to begin, just start swinging, swinger. Looks like you're ready to take zip training to the next level, big shot. Well, you asked for it. This will separate the Spider-Men from the Spider-Boys. Navigate through the corridors and rooms using zip to go as quickly as possible. And don't forget that look around mode lets you aim your web zip precisely. Okay, tough guy. Looks like expert swing training is up next. This'll prove you're the head honcho, the king of swing, the grand poobah, the... oh, whatever. Anyway, you'll need to use the most difficult swinging techniques to complete this course. Follow the green path and get to the finish line as fast as you can. But watch out for loops and sharp climbs and pay attention to the arrows. They will point you in the right direction. The timer will begin when you leave the platform. Alright, now this here is a shooting gallery. Use this area to practice locking on to enemies and switching between different targets. Fire impact web at the targets in the order that they light up. Now to begin, lock onto a target. Fisticuffs at 50 stories. Yes, aerial combat is a real rush, all right, but it takes practice, mister. While swinging, the web button will shoot webs. The punch button will initiate a flying punch that will hone in on nearby targets, and the kick button will trigger a powerful swinging kick. To begin, just start swinging. Oh, and remember, don't look down. Combat skills a bit rusty? Dead-end job bringing you down? The old ball and chain yammering in your ear day and night? No, wait, that's me. Well, use this area to practice the techniques you've unlocked in the game so far. Try to beat as many enemies as possible. Duh. But watch your health. The fights will get progressively harder. And do me a favor, try not to hurt yourself, huh?
Hello everyone and welcome to the last training minigame, and thus the last bit of gameplay in the entire game. Now, as Bruce Campbell said, this is really just made for you to test out the combos you got during the main game. We do have limited power, or limited webbing if we were playing as Spidey, and our webbing / power can't get refilled in this game, in this minigame rather. We can use the Goblin's Glider whenever we feel like, though. But we know from experience that the Goblin's Glider does not kill things as quickly as his fists. Since this is meant to just be a testing area, there's no real reason we can't just use the crowd control combo to kill everyone. Since they won't use guns or anything, they're pretty much a big joke. Bruce Campbell did say the fights get progressively harder, and that's true. But they never get so hard that you can't kill everyone with the crowd control combo. They can't even really touch you. So yeah, the basic beat-em-up combat, if you take out all the guns the enemies have, all of their extra abilities, it's kind of broken, because you can just crowd control combo everyone to death forever. But since that's only one facet of the gameplay, and not a very large facet, I think that's excusable. Now, you could be forgiven for thinking that this minigame goes on infinitely. The fights do get tougher and more enemies spawn in, but it maxes out at 4. And after it gets to 4, you could be forgiven for thinking it just repeats like that. But it actually doesn't. After you kill, I believe, around 60 enemies, you get to fight a boss character. And it's going to take a while to get there, maybe another 6 minutes or so. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit so you can see that.
Out of my way.
Yep, the boss fight for the combat arena is Bonesaw. Bonesaw is just as weak to the crowd control combo as everyone we fought before him, but we're going to use the glider to take him out just because. I mean, there's no reason not to, right? I always wondered how many people knew about this because it seems like a fairly obtuse Easter egg. To say the rest of the combat before you get to Bonesaw is boring would be an understatement, because you can't do anything but hit them with your fists. So it's not that getting here is particularly difficult, but I imagine a lot of people just gave up out of boredom before they saw Bonesaw. But hey, Spider-Man the movie game has more in the way of training minigames as extras than both Spider-Man 2000 and Enter Electro. And I think having the Goblin as an extra playable character with his own moves more than makes up for not having a what-if mode. This game sold 4 million copies. I know it's based on the most popular mainstream Spider-Man media, and it was the first time Spider-Man was able to reach such a large crowd of people. But this is a weird game. 4 million copies, goddamn. I wonder if Treyarch could have ever anticipated how many people would play the game. No one said they had to play it for very long, mind you. Yes, I am aware this boss fight is a thrilling conclusion to the video game. But hey, watching Bonesaw's body get blasted all over the place is kind of fun. The crowd seems to enjoy it. I suppose this is the part where we say goodbye reluctantly to yet another entry in Spider-Man's 3D video game history, but we've still got like 8 games to go. Not all of them are as weird as this one, very few are in fact. But they all get more creative. I'll see you guys next time, and this was really enlightening to pick up and play again.